Like Martin Luther King Jr. once said, I too have a dream. My dream is that one day a dog will not be judged by his appearance, but by the content of his character. There are several highly debated topics in the United States today. One that I feel very strongly against is breed discrimination and breed-specific legislation. Breed-specific legislation is a term for laws or rules that are made up in hopes to regulate or ban certain breeds. This stems from breed discrimination. Breed discrimination is where a dog's temperament is judged by their appearance or breed instead of their actual temperament. This can affect people with their landlords, their insurance, and the city or towns where they live. All of these laws start with the idea that every dog of a certain breed is inherently dangerous. Being an owner of two highly targeted breeds myself, the Chow Chow and the Pit Bull, I know that aggression is not inherited through specific breeds, but rather it's a random personality or caused by bad ownership. One of the most targeted breeds is the Pit Bull, like my friend Melvin here. When it comes to breed-specific legislation, the Pit Bull is usually at the top of the breed banned or restricted list. The label Pit Bull tends to be vague because several different breeds have similar head shapes and body types, which makes recognizing the breed actually very, very difficult. The law doesn't even specify how much a dog actually needs in the genetic makeup to be labeled as a specific breed. One of the many issues that we find with breed legislation is that these breeds are being banned or restricted due to their appearance and not their actual DNA. Surveys on both coasts show that visual breed identification of dogs of unknown parentage is poorly labeled with what their DNA analyst actually represents. The only accurate way to determine a dog's breed is from knowing the actual parents of the dogs or having a very expensive DNA test done. Many times, mixed breeds come from mixed parents, which can cause their DNA analysts to come back with several different DNA breeds in the blood work. Observers, even animal professionals, often disagree with each other when they're trying to guess a dog's breed by their observation. This means that with breed-specific legislation, no dog can truly be safe. Whether it be breed-specific law, ban, or restriction made by cities, insurance agencies, or landlords, breed discrimination is not only inaccurate but a bad financial decision as well. On top of the fact that determining a breed by the observation is highly inaccurate, the only accurate way to determine is a waste of public resources. To enforce breed legislation, money must be paid to animal control officers, police officers, regulation, whether it be euthanasia or kenneling fees, and also if there's any court fees. These dogs are usually euthanized, which can cost approximately $150 per dog, depending on the veterinarian. When an owner does choose to leave the area, the city is losing money from a taxpayer for an unnecessary reason. Prince George County, Maryland spends more than $250,000 annually to enforce their ban on pit bulls. This isn't even including all the citizens they've lost. Is this something that you want to spend your money on? Breed-specific legislation that only focuses on specific breeds, no matter their temperament, are unconstitutional and have been ruled as such in court venues across the United States. If they were following the 14th Amendment, which protects your civil rights, there should be legal proof that your particular dog, no matter the breed, is an actual threat to the public. Okay? So by forcing a person to get rid of their personal pet or property with no legal standing besides opinion on the breed, it is just unjust and unfair and a violation of that person's 14th Amendment. Breed-specific legislation also violates the rights granted under the 6th Amendment of the Bill of Rights. People and their dogs that fall prey to these breed-discriminating laws are being condemned for a crime they didn't even commit. Many people have gone to court challenging these laws, and they have won. And I know the question on your mind probably is, well, if pit bulls aren't that bad, then how did they get this reputation? The answer is quite simple, and the answer is the media. As I'm quite sure you're aware, the media tends to make biased reports of what they think people want to see. While attacks caused by safe breeds barely ever end up on major news networks, attacks by pit bulls are usually front page. The media is focused on the pit bull's dangerous, unpredictable, and menacing reputation that they have a strong hand in creating in the first place. along with bad owners who also feed on the fear that the media has already created about these beautiful creatures. The truth is that any dog can bite. The breed of a dog is irrelevant, but the owner and the way that they were raised is not. Like people, dogs are individuals. According to the American Temperament Test, American Pit Bull Terriers actually test better than Golden Retrievers and Border Collies. Any dog in the right situation can bite, which is why any dog needs a responsible owner who can prevent this. The Center for Disease Control noted that these types of people who exploit dogs, they are not even deterred by breed-specific legislation. So it seems a little bit unnecessary. And the Center of Disease also noted that 84% of dogs that tend to be aggressive are either raised or owned by bad owners. The dogs who have been targeted by breed discrimination and breed-specific legislation have suffered unfair and unjust sentences. Some people have banned breeds. They go into hiding with their dogs to avoid detection, which restricts outdoor exercise, socialization, veterinary care, and vaccinations. If they didn't have to do that, they would be fine. And if they are found, they're taken to an animal shelter where they are euthanized or either given to bad owners. The wrong owners are attracted to these breeds because of the outlaw status that the media and that these bans are giving. With this in mind, breed-specific legislation is actually causing more of these dogs to be aggressive because more and more of the wrong owners are getting a hold of them. I think the biggest necessity is to stop putting the focus on the breed and more on the owners who are taming these breeds. We need to make these owners responsible for their pets. If there should be any laws or regulations, it should be the effort to enforce positive pet owners. Simple things can make a huge difference in the temperament of a dog. Not only spaying and neutering, but not chaining them outside, treating them as a member of the family, not breeding them or using them for any other superficial reason. It would also be a good idea to focus on public education. Some of these dogs are being torn from their families and stuck in shelters. Some families are being forced to hide and live in fear, and other dogs are being euthanized. The breed does not cause aggression. Aggression is a behavior which exists in reaction to their environment. Aggression is a behavior not caused by the way that they were born, but the way that they were raised. I believe we should fight against breed discrimination and give voice to these amazing, misunderstood breeds. It's time we start punishing the deed and not the breed.